If you've got the next $1 million invention, just call Billy Mays or Rick Mcintosh and they can take you all the way to the top.
Hey, I'm Rick Mcintosh, and I was blessed to work with Billy Mays and Hulk Hogan and some other real big celebrities, and I got to be in their lives. And it was so much fun and so much blessings and so much I learned from being with these guys. And the things that I learned from them and my years, my 30 years in this business of being an inventor and being in the inventor space, I've learned a lot. And I've got to present my products. My products have got to go on TV and have wonderful sales. Sales over $3 billion in the United States alone. It's amazing. We sell in 180 countries around the world. So if you have an invention, come to www.milliondollarinventions.com. I've been really blessed to work with these guys, Billy Mays and Hulk Hogan. Those guys are two characters. Those guys, they formed culture. They brought so many different things to the world. Incredible people. And I've had a very, very blessed life to be able to work with those people. Today, let's talk about how I got here. I went to the vocational school, graduated in 1998 from the Voc. I went to school for HVAC. And if you don't know what that is, you're probably in a hot house. It's heating, ventilation, air conditioning. I was in the local union in Boston where I graduated high school. I graduated high school in Weymouth, Massachusetts. And I went on to Local 17. And I was really, I loved what I was doing. That trade was incredible. But when I got into the union, it was different. I like being in the shop. And I like laying out things and building things in the shop. I didn't really like new construction. So as an apprentice, I had to go do new construction. It was no other choice. And I was working about an hour from my house. So every morning at 4:30 in the morning, I would wake up and I would have to meet the guys, Dunkin' Donuts down Weymouth Landing. And we would take cars, go from there, and we would go out to Burlington to put that second level on the Burlington Mall. It was a lot of fun. It was exciting. It was exciting being part of something so big, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do. So after about 6 months in there, in the union, I had a wonderful time too. Let me go back. I had this guy named Bob Prunk, and he was he was the journeyman on the job. So I was his apprentice. And usually apprentices don't have an easy life. They're running for coffee. They're doing all different kinds of things. I didn't have to do that because Bob was a special guy. He saw that I was talented. He knew my teacher. He knew my pedigree. He knew where I came from. So he didn't treat me that way. And he was a wonderful person. And to this day, Bob Prunk is still one of my greatest friends. I call him up all the time and we talk about everything you can imagine, everything. And that's the way it's been in my life. My life has been very, very blessed with good people. I've had some crazy people in there that I had to toss it along the way, but it's been pretty much peaceful. And I just want to thank all of my friends that are out there, all the people who I've worked with, and all the people who have bought products from me in the past. I know that you bought products from me. I know that you bought at least one thing from me. You're probably sitting there going, all right, I'm listening to this guy, but what's the bandana about? Why is he wearing a bandana? I'm wearing this bandana because it's a product that I've been testing. I'm bald. I'm not wearing it because I'm bald. I'm bald as a baby's behind. I'm bald. I'm proud. I'm streamlined. I go straight up. I'm seamless. But this is a product I'm doing research on. I've had a couple of concussions. I know that there's over 1 million people in America that suffer concussions. You forget your name. You forget where you grew up. You forget so much. I've had 5 concussions. I've had a bunch of accidents. I'm not going to get into them right now, but I will. But what I'm going to tell you is that this is a product. Everything that you'll see in this show is a product I'm either testing out or I'm inventing. Because at $1 Million Inventions, what we do is we take pride in helping you develop, I'm going to call this napkin, and I call this napkin your baby, okay? Your baby. Because you wrote your ideas down on a napkin and drew it out. So that's your baby. I'm going to take your baby, your beautiful baby, and I'm going to show you how to make that baby go from concept to completion. Everybody wants to know, how is it done? How do I see these products on TV? Where do they come from? They come from us. $1 Million Inventions. I've produced all kinds of commercials. But at $1 Million Inventions, what we do is we test the products. Before I put my name on, before I stamp Rick Mcintosh, $1 Million Inventions on that product, on that invention, it's not selling. So there's things in there. It looks like a bandana, but there's some special things in there. Stay tuned and we will share it with you. If you've had a head injury or if you've had concussions, as simple as this. You ever hurt your knee? Hurt your knee and your knee feels unstable? What do? You put compression on it, right? You put ice, but you put compression mostly. You put a knee brace on your knee so it helps you walk, makes it feel better, makes it feel more solid, right? That's what this does for me. My memory was getting so bad that I was ready to take Prevagen. But I started wearing this about 18 months ago. And I've been taking daily notes on how I feel. I take this off, I forget everything. I take this off, I stutter. I can't find the words, so I can talk to you nice people if I take this off. So that's the story behind that. Now let me take it deep. Let's go back. I know that a lot of you out there have bought the United States quarters map, and you started collecting coins because of that. But guess what? That was invented by me, folks. I invented that. That was my first product to go to market. I'm in the commercial. I produced the commercial, directed the commercial. And I'm in the commercial with a wonderful woman named Minnie McCourtney and her children. And we had a wonderful time shooting it. And we had success beyond belief with that. I want to say there's, 10 to 15 of those coin maps sold. So a lot of you people have those coin maps out there. I know you do. You have them behind the door or you have them shoved away, but you know what I'm talking about. So I got you into collecting coins. I taught people how to get into collectibles and collecting coins, having fun and learning things. What did I do next? I helped Billy Mays come up with all his different pitches and all of his different demonstrations that he would do on TV and the commercials. I produced some of those. Me and Billy owned a company with me. Billy Mays and I owned a company. You know what it was named? It was named $1 Million Inventions. We're doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. I am carrying that torch for Billy, for Hulk, and all the people who have been in my life. I'm carrying that torch. It's my blessing. It's my story to tell. This story is unlike any story you have ever heard. I can guarantee it. I know you're thinking right now, man, I've got like 15 inventions in my head. What do I do? Go to my website and you're going to find out a way to work with me. I'm not shooting in an extravagant office or a set. I'm not doing that. I'm bare bones. I'm not like these swim tanks that have people give them $15,000 a month for their products. I don't do that. I don't have that behind me. It's me. What you're going to get when you sit and you talk with me is me. $1,000,000inventions.com is me. I'm the only one left. I am going to take all the knowledge, the 30 years of knowledge that I've learned, the bumps and the bruises, a lot of bruises. I paved that road for you. We do not have to build another road. Let's just drive down it together, all right? Everything is done. I have all the people in place for your products, your inventions, your services, your ideas. Everybody has an idea. I was talking to the guys over here that are doing the audio earlier, right? And he was saying, we can't get, we're trying to order some pizzas. He's saying, two people can't even get two people to agree on the same pizza. Well, I'll tell you what, I know one thing. There's 8 billion people on this planet. One thing they all have in common besides being human, they all have an idea. Every single person, all 8 billion of you have an idea. And that's where it starts. Get that idea, draw it out on this napkin, and save this napkin, because you're going to look back at this napkin when you're a multi-millionaire and you're going to say, I love napkins, because this is where it all starts, from here to here. And then you take that and you give it to me. I will take your invention from concept to completion, where you can sell it online. Sounds like a good deal, right? How much do I have to pay you? You don't have to pay me what those people are paying people. You know, there's a lot of invention companies out there that say they're going to do this, say they're going to do that, and they don't. I know you've been upset. I know you've lost money. I know people have taken your money. I know this, and that's why I'm here. I am here to break everything down for you. I'm not here to swindle you out of your money. I've been through hell, and I'll tell you about my hell story. I came out the other side. I'm celebrating. Hallelujah. Amen. I'm celebrating. And I want you to come celebrate with me. In this podcast, you're going to learn a lot of things going forward. Every week, we're going to show you different things. We've got patent attorneys. We've got successful inventor stories. We've got people from Home Shopping Network, QVC, people that have gone to the big dance, that have done the big things. Those are my friends. Those are the circle that we run in. That's the circle you can run in. You can do this. Anybody at home right now can do this. All right? We're going to take products and just go from concept all the way down to completion. And we're going to show you and partner with you. You give us your ideas, and we will gladly work with you if they're good. If the ideas aren't good, we don't want to work with you. But I know one thing. If your first idea is not the best, and we say, oh, not really, not feeling it, right? I know you have 10 more behind it. So I'm not going to burn any bridges with you. I want as many inventions as you can. I'm not going to sit here and say that we're going to guarantee you this, we're going to guarantee that. We're not. Nothing is a guarantee in life. As you know, no one is coming for you but you. I had to learn that the hard way. I've been through it. If you're depressed and you're home, maybe you've had some things wrong physically, okay? I understand. I was there. I've had 26 surgeries. Past 12 years of my life has been absolute hell. I was in a wheelchair. I had a terminal spinal cord injury that was inoperable. I was never going to walk again. I walked. Thanks to God, I walked. And you know, I'm going to get a little deep because I just want to share this with you. Everything I have, I want to put out there because I don't know who needs to hear these different messages, but I know that someone does. And if it's only one person, that's all I care for. That one person, if I can get through to help you, that will make my day. It will make my life. I pray every day that I can just be a vessel to God and help one person each day. If you do that, try it. It's fun. Try to help one person each day. It's actually fun, and you get a lot more out of it than you think. But maybe you're depressed. Maybe you've gone through stuff and money's tight. I know money is not flowing in the United States. It's not. There's different things going on. And I know that, you know, through these times, it's survival mode. And you go back to what you've done before. How do I get out of this? Think of that invention that you've been thinking about for 20 years. Now is the time. There's three types of people in this world, right? Which one do you want to be? You want to be the one who watches what happens? The one who says, what happened? Or the person that says, I made it happen? Which one do you want to be? I know you want to be the latter, and that's why I'm here today. And I welcome you in. Like I said, I have worked with amazing brands. So let's get back to what I've done. The coin map, that was amazing. It was amazing. We taught people how to be a collector. and it was fun. It was so crazy though, because we were giving away 5 quarters, 1999 minted in 1999, that weren't available on the market, but we were giving them away if you bought that coin map. What we had to do to get those quarters was nothing short of a miracle. We had armored cars going to every bank in every state around the country. We were paying people all around the country to go just get these state quarters. I think you know what I'm talking about, because we bought $40 million worth of quarters to give away. Now, 5 quarters, I know you know math. 5 quarters is $1.25, right? Yeah. Well, we were paying $4.25 for those quarters to a man in Nevada who bought up all those quarters and put them into a safe place. He thought it would be for maybe 10, 20 years. He might make some money. No, he got 400% on his money in the first maybe year. Crazy story. Buys $10 million worth of quarters, just thinking that they're different, and he sells them for $40 million. Oh my gosh. The profit on that alone. And think about how much we made with the coin map. It bought me a brand new house. A house that I lived in for over 20 years. It was the most amazing house. It was my first house. It was my first invention. It was my first miracle. Everything was amazing. I was also friends and business partners with Billy Mays in a lot of different ventures. So I worked with Billy Mays coming up with all the demonstrations for OxyClean and Orange Glow and Orange Paste and all that stuff, all the different products that Billy was selling, Kaboom, everything. We did all those demonstrations at his house, he and I together, and with a couple of other guys. I'm not the only one, but I was there in the making of this, the making of OxyClean. OxyClean was a laundry additive, okay? A laundry additive that this man out in Colorado was selling at home shows and fairs. He was doing about $50,000 to $60,000 a year in sales at home shows and fairs. Hard life, hotels, a lot of expenses. You got expenses at those shows, at the home show. But he found Billy. Billy shared his kindness with this gentleman and gave him one of those Britney Spears microphones back in the 90s. Well, this gentleman, his microphone wasn't working, and he was across the booth from Billy Mays at a home show. You all know, you've experienced that. How are you going to win a battle of voices against Billy Mays with a microphone if you're 20 years older than him and you don't have a microphone? You don't. Billy was misunderstood by many people. He was very kind. He went and gave that man a microphone. A few years later, that man called him back and said, I would like to sell my product on Home Shopping Network, and I want you to do it. You know why they picked Billy? Billy Mays was kind. He was kind to that gentleman. He gave him the microphone. And these are just little things that I'm telling. These are stories that I call behind the bandana. These are the things that are in this crazy head of mine that I have to get out. I'm only here for one reason, folks. I've been through it. 26 surgeries. I've been down. Now I'm back. 6 months ago, I started doing the carnivore diet. I lost 60 pounds and I'm back and I feel good. And I want you to feel good about your life. Maybe you see something in me and you're depressed. I've gone through depression. It's horrible. But through hard times, inventions are born. Inventions are born. You can make improvements on products. You don't have to invent anything. Look at the daily household products that you use, and maybe they need an improvement. Let's do that. That's the simplest route. Let's do that. We can make improvements to products. I have a great friend named Tanya. She started working with me back in 2003. She was a graphic designer. She did the graphic designs for my ads. It was called Mcintosh Productions, or Mcintosh Media back then, in marketing. I want to say 2007 or 2008, she came to me and said, Rick, I have something. I have a reusable Swiffer. And I was like, Swiffers aren't reusable. She made a pad to go on the Swiffer, Velcro over the top with layers of different cloth. The first layer is microfiber. That cleans. You know how microfiber works, right? Yeah, you do. All right. So that's the first layer. Then there's 4 layers of chamois inside it, so it absorbs everything. So you're cleaning and absorbing at the same time. But I was thinking, I don't know, because, Swiffer is owned by Procter & Gamble, and they're a big company. I think it's Procter & Gamble or SC, but whoever. It's a big company. And they make money throwing those pads away. They don't make money reusing those pads. So there's challenges all over the place. And those challenges I thought were going to be huge. We shot the commercial. We invested $50,000 into her. The commercial didn't work. That was okay. We built her website. We gave her the trademark called the Green Glider. You can look it up. She's going to be on the show. Wonderful woman. Single mother with an infant that didn't want her child on a dirty floor. So inventions are born out of necessity, and they're born out of, just your brain. You look at something and you come up with the solutions. No problems, only solutions. All we do is make solutions here. That's all we do. And I want you to feel comfortable enough to do that with me. I'm not one of these, whale tanks where you have to go and show your product and do all that production, all that stuff that costs a lot of money. And who's paying for that? You're paying for that. Eventually, you'll pay for it. I have no overhead, as you can see behind me. I'm in my mother's basement. No, I'm not. I'm not in my mother's basement. My mother doesn't have a basement. My mother's going to be on the show, though. I'm in a small studio in Medellin, Colombia. I've been here for almost 2 years, and I absolutely love it. I was just kind of tired of listening to everybody at politics and fighting and all that stuff. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I just want to have a good time, go forward. I'm 55 years old. I'm at the point of my life, I've been through so much. The only reason I am here is to leave a legacy and help you. And that's why I'm here today. I know a lot of people out there that have depression and bad thoughts, money. If I could only. You can. You can. Now you know Rick Mcintosh. All right? I'm an inventor. I've done over $3 billion in sales. My inventions, the projects that I've co-created with others, have done $3 billion in sales. That's a lot of money. I know we're stuck on the trillions. We hear the debt, trillions. $3 billion is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But it's just thrown around so much that kind of decreases the value for it. So I don't have a big production team. I don't have assistants. I don't have people that have people that have people that have people. You want to talk to me? You can talk to me. Let's go. Let's touch the sun. I've touched the sun many times. So after I did OxyClean with Billy and we were working on all those demonstrations, we were shooting those commercials and being on innovative things. We did a commercial for a product that turns your car into, a phone call just on the channel. I mean, it was old. Bluetooth wasn't out yet, but we were on top of that technology. We did that. We made a lot of money with that product. And then we move on where I invented the Jack LaLanne juicer. Now, I know there has to be at least 40% of you people out there watching that have the Jack LaLanne juicer. You might not use it all the time. I know you don't, because not a lot of people use them all the time. But I know you have one, or you have a juicer. That all came up. That was an amazing thing. I worked on that deal. Right when I saw that apple go into that juicer, I didn't invent the juicer. Let me take that back. I'm going to walk that back. I helped create the juicer. The juicer was nothing. It was a product. I saw a person take a green apple, a whole green apple, and they put it in there. It was like a wood chipper. It was like someone came to your house to take down a tree and ran through a wood chipper. It shredded it. Any vegetable, you didn't have to cut it. That was the thing, too. With juicers, you had to cut the apple, put them in one piece at a time. This thing, you just took the apple, threw it in, gone. Seeds, you're getting every nutrition out of that. It was wonderful. So we did the coin map, taught you how to collect. Then we did OxyClean, taught you how to, or not taught you, re-educated you in how to do your laundry. And then I got you healthy in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in 2010, I co-created the Fushigi ball.
Fushigi!
The Fushigi ball. I know you know what that is, the one you saw. It looks like it's melting. I co-created that with my partner, John Camerano. It was right after Billy passed away. And it was a big product. I know most of you know what it is out there. And then after that, it was Easy Feet. I got into cleaning feet. You know what? That was an amazing market. It was an amazing product. And then we did, that was so good. We found the next generation, the Aqua Rug. This rug was only on yachts. You could only get this on yacht. We started off the commercial with, you can't put rug in a shower. You can't, silly, you can't. But you can with the Aqua Rug. The water goes through it. It's so soft. You know, those big yachts, those people that have a lot of money, they get those big yachts. You walk on them and they make you take your shoes off. This was the spongy surface on the deck. We just cut out little squares and made bath mats out of them. Amazing, amazing sell, amazing time, amazing sales. And then I get a call from a friend of mine, Bill McAllister. Calls me up and he says, I want to do this commercial with these slippers that you throw in the microwave and you can have hot feet and it warms your feet up. Beautiful. Let's do it. Let's do it in the mall. We shot the commercial in the mall with these things called hot booties. And if you Google hot booties, we didn't really do our research on that name before we did it, but it is what it is. It's out now. The hot booties were great because they had chamomile oil and all kinds of different great things, and they were soft, and you put them in the microwave and they just felt so good. And when you walked on them, it was kind of like a massage on your foot. It was really something. And then we did the bright light pillows for the kids. So these were pillows. Again, another beautiful example. We didn't invent it, but we found the product, no brand on it. We just found it, and we put our name on it. And we shot the commercial. I produced and directed the commercial. And we shot the commercial. I produced and directed. That's another thing I do. I just forgot to tell you. I produce, direct, and write pretty much every commercial that I've ever done. We did wonderful commercials with wonderful products. But in that time, we lost Billy Mays in 2009. And out of that, we were so blessed because John Camerano and myself got together and we did all those products that I named off. The Fushigi, Easy Feet, Aqua Rug. Oh, I didn't get into Music Bullet. Before Bluetooth, we had Music Bullet. Plug it into your phone. It was the smallest speaker with the biggest bass. We shot the commercial in Universal Studios. Big production budget and a lot of work. And it was so hot in the middle of the summer. We had 60 people, models, all this talent, and they were all starting to get heat stroke. We were trying to keep them hydrated. It was rough, but we got the commercial done. We didn't get it done that day. We had to reshoot it. So, that's one of those things that happen along the way. You can't control everything. It was supposed to be this big, grand commercial for the small speaker with the big sound and the big bass, but it ended up being a smaller commercial shot entirely in my house and on the beach. So we can do commercials very easy. But I want you to remember one thing. The product is king. So what we say about it is nothing. It's demonstration about the product. The product is king. I introduced the cake product to this woman. She did a wonderful job. Then I had someone doing storage space bags for clothing, things like that. I had all kinds of amazing talent that I would pair with each brand. I would pair, and I was very good at that, and I still am. So I have all the talent from Home Shopping Network, QVC, that can represent your product on there. We can go from concept to completion overnight. It's up to you, folks. Pull out those napkins that you've written on. Go through those notebooks. Let's find some invention. Friends, do you know how I got started in this business? I had a bad accident in 1992. I fell from the top of a ship, a tugboat, 100-foot tugboat in Boston. I fell and hurt my body, every part of my body. But the worst part of my body was my knee. So what I did, I had a lot of surgeries on my knee. And the one thing that really sucked was when I got home, I was living alone, right? So trying to take a shower with the stitches in my knee, and I could barely stand on the knee. So I would wrap trash bags, duct tape, do whatever I could to keep the knee dry, and it just didn't. So I came up with something like a dog collar, a lampshade. I came up with that and I made it, and it worked. I put a gasket on the inside for my leg, for the seal, for the top of my leg. The water came down and went off of it on the sides. So that was my first invention. I went to one of those invention companies, and I spent, in 1993, I spent $3,000 just to get somebody on the phone. You don't have to do that here. $1 Million Inventions is not that way. We have all the success. We're not posers. We're closers. You can study all the success I've had. You Google my name, you're not going to find bad things about me. It's me, Rick Mcintosh and $1 Million Inventions. It's me. It's not a team of people. It's not a tank of people that you have to have your product judged and all those things. No. That's not what we do here. It's very simple. If you have an idea, if you have an invention, if you have a product that you want to improve, if you have a service, if you have a book that you want to write, if you have an app, we have publishers here at $1 Million Inventions. Everybody we work with, they're all my partners. And you'll see, they're coming on. We're going to have 8 episodes of wonderful people coming on. It's not just going to be me. But I just wanted to give you an introduction on who I am. And I am me. I found me about 2 months ago. I found me, and I love me. And being me is the easiest thing that I could ever do. So now I'm here. I've been through it all. I came out the other side. I was on those opiates for 12 years. I was in that United States medical system every 30 days, going to the pain management, No, I stopped 2 years ago. I stopped. I don't take that medicine anymore. I got in shape, and I'm living. I'm not dying. I'm living. And I know if I'm speaking to you, you might know somebody who had that problem, addicted to the opiates. That's everybody in America, just about. I know how to get off of those. I got off them myself, cold turkey. I didn't take anything else. I just took 2 months off of life and went through all the withdrawals. It was horrible. It was absolute hell. But I did it. And the only thing that got me through it was the grace of God. That's all. In a hotel room with my dog. I had just gotten to Colombia. I didn't realize what I had done. I threw my medicine away in Tampa before I got in the airport. I didn't know. I did not know what was going to happen. But I did it because I had faith in God, and I was taking steps towards that faith. And in life, you have many choices. But I ask you to take that leap toward faith, that step toward faith. That first step toward faith is going on $1MillionInventions.com and looking what we've done and looking what we can do for you. We've got a lot of fun guests ahead. And don't forget to hit that like and the subscribe button. I know you hear this from everybody. Oh, it helps. It really does help. It helps us pay the bills and it helps keep our costs low so that we can help you. We're low priced. We're down here, but we can bring you all the way to the top. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you and your family.